first of all, you're told everything in terms of millilitres, and in the question, it gives you everything in litres. So you can't get very far in this question if you didn't know that 1,000 millilitres is equal to 1 litre. Okay, that's quite a few of you didn't seem to know that, so make sure that's into your memory, okay? Also, quality of the quality of your written communication will be assessed in this question, so that's 2 of your 8 marks, okay? So 6 marks for the maths, 2 for that, okay? So basically just write what you're doing. Yeah, that's it. And then just put arrows just saying, look, I'm doing this because, okay? Jenny's asked to mix paint for a customer. The customer has ordered 1 litre of a hint of pink paint. So, hint of pink is 4 white, 1 red. Okay? So 4 white, 1 red is what we call ratio. Should maybe put W there and R there. So, if she's to make 1 litre, then 4 of the whites is going to come to £1.20 times 4. 4 lots of £1.20. And then 1 lot of the red, which is £1.35. So basically, that's going to come to what, £4.80, and then that's going to come to just £1.35. However, 400 millilitres out of 100 millilitres. Currently, that's only 500 millilitres of paint. Good. So you need to double everything. So times by 2 to both sides of those to get 1 litre. Okay, so you don't have to do a huge amount for your QWC, I'm just explaining what I'm doing. So double of that would give me 960, and then double of that would give me 270. And then here I'm just going to say for white paint, and then this is for the red paint. So total. Now it's important you just show how you got it in QWC, okay? So don't just have it pop out of nowhere, but I'll steal that answer now. Is it 12.30? It's fine to just have it like that. And one of the QWC things that they want you to do is to be using pound signs consistently throughout, okay? Organised, clear work, okay? So that is for 1 litre of hint of pink. Okay? 5 litres of a hint of purple. So let's just say this was for the pink. Right here, organised, clear work. Hopefully that's nice and organised now. Purple. Okay, so what's my ratio this time? 20 parts white, 3 parts blue, and then 2 parts red. Okay, so that's going to be a total of how many millilitres? 250, is it? Or 2,500 millilitres.
Yeah.
How much am I supposed to get to? 5,000. Excellent. So I need to double. So I'm going to just do pretty much exactly the same working again, then double everything again. Or I could double everything now. What would you prefer to do? Any preference? Double now or double later?
Double later.
Double later. Let's be consistent throughout then, okay? So we're going to get 20 multiplied by 120. We're going to get 3 multiplied by 130. Which isn't that bad. And then we're going to get 2 times 135. Okay, so let's do the easy ones first. That's got to be 270. And that's got to be 390. Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you. And 20 times 120. There's loads of different ways to this. You could times by 10 first to get £12, then double it, 24 quid. Probably the easiest way. Okay, so then I'm going to double everything to get 5,000 millilitres, like it's 5 litres of paint. So double of 24, 48. Double of 390 was double of 4 quid. 8, so it's got to be close to 8. Excellent. 10p short, double it, 20p short, so 780. People do make mistakes with those ones in non-calculators. Use estimation to help you. 27 doubled. Easier. 54, so 540, yeah? So my total cost would be £48 plus, and notice I'm using the pound signs every time. That's the 540. Should we add the pence first? 80 and 40 makes 120, so my answer's got to end in 20. But I need to add 1 on to now whenever I add my pounds. So 48 add 7 is 55. Add the 5 is 60, so 61. All good?
Yeah, 61.20.
61.20. And then that is for 5 litres of purple paint. And as far as I'm concerned, that is good enough for QWC2. I've used pound signs consistently. Things haven't just popped up out of nowhere. I've said everything that's going on. I'm saying this is going to give me 2,500 millilitres of paint.
You're going to have to plus these together.
Oh, what a fantastic, well done. Calculate the cost of the customer's total order for paint. Well done. Okay, we're just going to come back to this space here. Total cost of paint is going to be, and again, does this answer just pop up out of nowhere? No, show what you're doing to get it. Let's jump through the hoops of this question. No, they don't, because I've run out of room, haven't I? 73.50. Oh, I was worried then that I wasn't recording. Can you imagine on that one? It's so long. Maddie, did you get the same answer?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, there's loads of different ways to do it.
I think looking at what I've done makes no sense. But I've got the right answer.
It must have made sense if you got it. You don't just by coincidence get 73.50. I'll have a quick look after if that makes you feel a bit better. Okay? Good. Okay then guys, thank you. One sig fig, well done. Be careful with the denominator, that's a sneaky one.
Sir,
Yeah.
I want to change the mark.
Everything changed to one sig, or round everything to one significant figure, okay? So line down after the first non-zero number. So this, like the first one's easy enough, but it's the others, so it's going to be that one that goes there, and this one that goes here. So you're going to get 900 times 0.1, all divided by 0.3 squared. Now, there's two issues with this. You've got 2 decimals in there. The decimals make it harder. They put it up to 3 marks anyway, but there's 2 decimals in it. Times by 0.1 is the same as divided by 10. Very good. So that's going to be 90 over. What's 0.3 squared? Be very careful with this. 0.09 or 0.09? It's 0.09. Well done. Okay. Your common mistake is people miss the 0 before there. Okay.
Why is it 0?
Okay, what's 0.3 as fraction? 30% or 3 over 10? Yeah? Times by itself, so 3 over 10. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 times 10 is hundreds. Okay? 0.3 multiplied by 3 would equal 0.9. So 0.3 times 0.3 would have to be 10 times smaller again, wouldn't it? Okay? So just a little bit of work to the side. I don't like this 0.09, so how do I get rid of the 0.0? Times it by? Very good. Times the top as well. So we get 9,000 divided by 9, which is 1,000. That was pretty tricky though, that was a nasty estimation. Right, 7A is tricky as well. I think that we're actually getting some harder ones here than we had at the back. You've just got to have your wits about you for these ones, okay? Inequalities, you don't want your x to be negative. It's got to be x. Well, when we solve equations, it's x equals, okay? Now, the one thing I don't like that being negative. So I'm going to take that over to the other side and bring the 7 over, so it becomes 4 minus 7 is greater than x. 4 minus 7 is minus 3 is greater than x. Okay, that would get you the full 2 marks there. Yeah, that's it, done. Okay. The mistake people make is they go, oh, I don't like x being on that side, and they go and write it, and they write it in the same manner. But if you switch the sides, you must switch the inequality as well. Okay. The other way of doing it was saying that minus x is greater than 7 minus 3, which is minus x is greater than hang on, I answered it there, haven't I? 4, sorry. Is 3. And they say, oh, take the minus over, and it becomes divided by a minus, so x is greater than minus 3. But can you see there, they're two different things. If you ever divide by a minus, it automatically flips that. Okay, that's why I don't like to get minuses on their own with inequalities, because you're more than likely going to mess it up. Okay, so this way here, like I said, this would have been good enough to get you the full 2 marks. Just leaving it as that. You don't have to get x on its own, but people like to get x on the left-hand side. Part B, it says a garage has X new cars and 3 times as many used cars for sale. Write down the total number of cars for sale is 84. Write down an equation in X. Right, I'm going to write the common mistake. Tell me if you think you spotted what it is. Go into that, yeah. 28.
That's wrong too.
Why?
Because it's 3
That is
times
so
as many
wrong.
used cars, but
Because
X is new cars.
It's x
Good.
plus 3x.
Well done. That's the mistake there. Well done. So it's x plus 3x is equal to 84. So 4x is equal to 84. So x is equal to 21. What did it say? It said find for the number of new cars. It could have said find the number of used cars, and if it was that, you'd times that by 3.
I don't think that's why you got confused.
When a number n is added to 7, the total is greater than 11. Write down and simplify an inequality satisfied by n. So when a number n is added to 7, so n is added to 7, the total is greater than 11. Take the 7 over, what does it become? So n is greater than 4. Find the least whole number satisfied by n. 5 because? 5 is greater than 4. 4 is greater than 4? No, it's not. All good? Go home straight now. Think of opposite angles must be. That helps you fill in your spinner. Any probabilities? Oh, we've got more interested in the ingredients in a bottle of pop, have we? We're more interested in the ingredients in a bottle of pop, have we?
No. 3. Yeah. 3, 6, 8.
Okay then guys, can I explain this one? It's easy to make mistakes on this one. Okay, it says the probability of getting red is 0.2. Okay, now the fact that red is opposite white, that must also be 0.2 because can you see that the opposite angles are equal? Okay, and the same either way. So I know that white must also be 0.2. Now all probabilities add up to 1. So what's that leave these two adding up to? 0.3 and 0.3 because they must add up to 0.6. Very good. So if I've got a 0.2 chance and 0.3 chance, which is a better chance of getting what I want?
0.3.
0.3. So which ones have got to be the bigger labels?
0.3. Yellow and purple.
Yellow and purple. Do we have to fill that in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we did. I assumed we did. So this is going to be yellow, and this is going to be purple. Is it 5? That's an awful lot of marks, isn't it? And that's red, and that's white, either way round. Okay? So you just quickly refresh what I did. So because red was opposite white, I knew the probabilities had to be the same. So red and white both had 0.2. Because all probabilities must add up to 1, then that left 0.6 between these two. And because those two are opposite, I just split those in half to get 0.3, 0.3. Whichever area was bigger, that had to be the one represented by the bigger number here, didn't it? Okay? That's all you have to do. That's a bit mean for a calculator pit. That's the one that's down in the C grade stuff. I'm glad we're not targeting C. So we've just been able to go and nail all the answers.
No, it's not. That's not how it is. Do it.
Yeah.
One
Variants, I love variants.
Zero point
So 0.25.
Well, they're not hard. So it's 6.25%.
So, you know, after this paper, can we go for lunch break?
It's a bit early for lunch. It's like 10:30.
Sorry, I didn't really
Done in like about 20 minutes. If that. I was going to have like 5 minutes off and then start something else, and then we are going to have a lunch break. And then you can have. I'll have a break for like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, but I don't have a drink, so I really don't.
Oh, is there no shops anywhere here? How far a walk's the car? Why don't you just have Waterson and then we'll get the paper two
I'll go
sorted.
down to Megan.
Then we'll go and do something, and then you can have them for a little while, and then we'll have the hardcore. Stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, happy, always.
I didn't say you'll bring later. I was rather hoping for some help for you because I thought you would probably stay. Alright? So I might get you through some math stuff on my windows with like pens to write the windows and get a QR code, and then you can scan that and get the question and then like have a really, really good answer. It's really good fun. Okay then guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, thank you. Still waiting, nearly finished, thank you. Okay, and so take your time on this. If you rush it, you'll probably mess it up. Take this over 2 over first because the 3 and the x are both over 2. So when I take that over, I get 3x is equal to 30, and then x is equal to 10. Check. Chuck it in. 3 times 10 is 30. Divide that by 2 is 15. Yeah, that's what I've got. Okay. 6.25% of 40. Right. Start by finding 10%, which is 4 quid. Then from here, you need to go and find 5%, don't you? Which is 2 quid. 1%, which is 40 pence. So there's the 6%. It's £2.40. To find then the quarter of a percent, it's divide 1% by 4, so that's going to be 10 pence. Okay, so 6.25% is going to be £2.50. All good? I can check my working, but I don't think it's wrong. Are we happy with 250?
Sir,
Yeah.
be like 6.25.
Whichever's easier in your head. Considering I got mine done in about 30 seconds with 3 marks, mine's pretty quick as well. Whatever works for you, though, David. Okay. Whatever works for you. Thank you, girls.
2xy, 13xy.
Okay, and reciprocal of. Thank you. Still waiting. Thank you. The reciprocal of 2.5. Easiest way to do this is writing any number as a fraction is just its numbers itself. Fractions must be whole numbers, so times by 2 times by 2. So you get 5 over 2. Agree with that? And then reciprocal.
Isn't it 1?
Say again?
Oh yeah, I did it differently. I just did 1.
No, if it was the reciprocal of 2, it would just be 1 over 2. If it was the reciprocal of 3, 1 over 3. But in this case, it's going to be 2/5. Okay, so reciprocal.
Yeah, so I got that as well. I did it differently.
Cancel it down, then you're done. Good question. It doesn't say to simplify, does it? I just assumed you had to.
I got 10 over the
Right, I'm going to start off with this one here then, Maddie, okay? So, number, its reciprocal is 2/5. What should I do? Just flipped it. So if I had 3/4, what's its reciprocal? Okay. If I had 99 over 121. Good. The ones that are hard, at first glance, are stuff like 5. So you look at it, and what is that as a fraction? Well, it's 5 over 1, so it becomes 1 over 5 or 1/5. Okay, all good? And then this one here, anything with x, y's in it then, we said is the same x, y, yx, the same thing that came up earlier, but they've not even tried to sneak us with that. So we've got 2xy minus 13xy, that gives me minus 11xy. I've got plus 3y minus 17y, so that's going to be minus 14y. And then I've got just the 4x. Yeah, I can see that at the front. Why have you stuck it to the front?
Because you don't.
Positive, you don't have to start off. It seems a bit messy, doesn't it? Starting off with sine, so minus this to start off with. Good. Well done. All good?
What's the bearing? Where's the
Loci. So say this is bearings, this one. Now, help yourself out. Get yourself a 360 degrees protractor. This having a 180 makes things a bit harder. You don't need them. Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I'm positive that if you don't use a protractor in the exam, you won't get any marks on it.
That's
Not only, fact, it's true.
Miss Bill said you don't need one.
What, you don't need a protractor? I'll text her and ask her if she said that, because I'm pretty sure she's going to say that's a load of old nonsense.
No, she told me she said you don't need one.
We'll find out. We'll find out. I'll send her a
She did
text.
make no anyway.
Perfect. I can't wait to have this conversation with her. Considering Miss Bill's done examining for WJC.
Yeah, she said, you just need to do that and do that.
Oh, it sounds so precise as well. What she said. Just do that and that. What are the three things for bearings you need to be doing the whole time?
3 figures.
First of all, use protractor, and then 3 figures. Very good.
It goes clockwise.
Clockwise. One more.
From north.
Excellent. Okay, so the first one says the bearing of the ship in the Irish Sea is measured from 2 local places. Now, the most important word is from. It says the ship is on a bearing of 040 from. I'm not even going to try and say it. So we say it? Moilfra. That sounds right as well. And then 333 from Hoy Lake. Okay? So I'm going to find Moilfra, sit my protractor on it, and this one's easy because 0 goes on north. I'm looking for, thank you very much, 0 goes on north. I'm looking for 40, which is just there, 0, 40, 40, same thing. And you literally just draw a line, you keep on going until you hit the land, okay? There, okay? Now the other one, the Hoy Lake one, 335, I've only got a 180 degree protractor. So what I need to do, and it's just making my life harder, is I need to then say, right, that 108 degrees already taken up. I need to do 335, take away 180, which is going to be 115. So now I rotate the protractor around 180 degrees, and then I'm looking for 155. Or I suppose what I could have done is I could have said 335 is 25 away from 360, so come 25 back. That would have also worked. Okay, I don't really need to go any further than that because where they cross is where the ship is. Very good. How do you do that then, Lewis? Any ideas?
Just measure all the
Good. You just draw a straight line from Douglas to where the ship is, there, and then you just put your protractor again, 0 on there. Don't have to worry about going past 180. 75, are we happy with my answer there? 75? No, because it's going, look, if I... Oh, hang on. Definitely not 75. Why can I tell, look at that, it's not 75? Obtuse, isn't it? Let's measure again. Is it 125, is it? 115. Ah, okay, all right, I was looking inside here. I still miss it. So 115. If I did measure it as 75, would it have been fine to have written it like that? No, because you use 3 figures. Okay?
Yes, mate. Yes,
Is that what scale for you, Josh?
Oh yeah, they'll allow you a certain degree of accuracy from what they said, like plus or minus 2. Okay, so I'd say if you've got that, I'd say probably marking probably 1.4 if I had to look. Some tracing paper just by there if you need some. Okay then, 3, 2 and 1. Let's get through these ones pretty quick. Translate the triangle. So translation mathematically is a way of just moving a shape. So you can do 4 different things. You can enlarge, which makes things bigger or smaller, depending on what the scale factor is. Obviously, if the scale factor is half, you make it half as big, i.e. you make it smaller. You can rotate things, which just spins things round. You can you can reflect things in a mirror line, and then you can translate. And translate just literally keeps it exactly the same. It's like I pick this triangle up and literally just plonk it somewhere else. And they want me to plonk it down 4 to the left and 2 down. So if that's 5, 2 there, I'm going to go across 4 to the left. So I'm now going to be a -2. And I go down to 3 there. Now that's that point there. I could do that with every single point, or I could say, right, this length here goes from 5 to 2, so it must be 3 long. So I could just say, well, that must be going down to 0 there now. And again, this one here is 2 long, so it must be 2 long here. And then literally just go and draw it in from here. Okay, I wouldn't have thought any of you really needed help doing that, but if you did, there it is. Okay, over onto the other side. Rotate through 180 degrees. Now, normally they tell me clockwise or anti-clockwise. Why haven't they said that this time? 180, it doesn't matter. If you spin around 180, you've done a half a turn, you'll still be facing the same way. Now, 1-0 is really important. They've actually gone marked today. My class, what do I tend to go and draw on that? Little crosshair X-y thingy, so there and there. Okay? So when you trace it, you trace the shape and that. And the idea of doing that is that it's already split it into 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay? So spin him. That's 90, that's 180, meet him there. So I'm just matching it up now. Thank you, boys. If you look at mine, I've come 1 short of 1 and 1 short of 2. I'd say that's down to this horrid graph paper. It will be a bit easier in your exam, okay? But if I was being picky, it probably should be up 1 square.
So we get tracing paper in that?
Yes, it should already be out on your paper. If it's not, ask for it. You are allowed tracing paper for the exam. What's that?
Yeah.
You do here, don't you? You certainly did in my last
It's a
school.
good idea. We did it in the mock.
Yes. I'd like a wine gun.
The main issue was trying to solve both students.
Okay then, 3, 2 and 1. Without trying to actually cross out the scale factor 3, I was actually underlining it because it's important. It means I make the shape 3 times bigger. But I make it 3 times bigger from where it is. Okay? Did you make it scale factor 2? Just cross out the 3 and change it to a 2. Just, there's no point. If you know what the mistake is. Not the real exam. Yeah. For this one, no. If it's a case you've done that, that's fine. Okay? Okay, nice and quiet, please. Nice and quiet, please. Thank you. Pick the shortest point from where it is to O. So O, for me, it would be that one there. So I've gone down 2 and across 1. So you reset, you go back to O, and you make everything 3 times bigger. Okay, so not that it starts at O or anything like that. That's some of the mistakes you see here. So I go down 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and across 3. So 1, 2, 3. So my first point is there. Now again, I could do it with every single point, but I think that's a bit of a waste of time. You know this in the original is 2 squares long, so it's now got to be 6 squares long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is there. That's 2 squares long, so this has got to be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's only 1, so it should only be 3 long in the enlargement. And then this one here, if it's a diagonal, don't do that trick. You'll mess it up, I swear. Come and measure any of the straight lines. They're the ones that work nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's now got to be 15, isn't it? Now I know up to here is 6, so then I've got to go another 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's there. Okay? So it should be a case now. I just draw those up, and it should look like an enlargement. It should look like it's got bigger. Just tear up my room, Sarah. I don't care. Okay? So it should look like that if you've read the question. And now we're just about to finish, and then we'll have a small break. Do you have to do it? Yeah, you can just do AS. Yeah. You find that you get AS. Like honestly, you'll be fine. Well, it depends whether it's going to be useful for what you want to do when you're old. I mean, maths is good just because people think you're very clever. I've got a friend who went and got a job, and he got not because he had a master's in chemistry. He said, "Oh, we'll give him this job, so you got A-level maths." So he didn't actually need to do his degree to get the job, or his masters. Okay then. So let's get into finish so we can have a break. The tallest, that's a really bad question in terms of that. I mean, they should make it harder. The tallest is clearly that person there, but they're also the heaviest. And you'd expect that, but it's not necessarily the case. I would like to see that really, that guy is brought in about over here somewhere, just so you're thinking a bit more, but it's not the case. Read off his values. Is it 175 and 70? Make sure you get it the right way round. He's not 170 kilograms because otherwise he'd probably die. 75 centimetres is very, very short. Type of correlation?
Wait, does he weigh 75? Do you have to write that?
Oh, sorry, I've made a mistake here. 175 and 70, isn't it?
No, it is 175, but it's just...
Yeah. Good. Positive, that's all you need to write down for the type of correlation.
That's really good photocopies.
It's hard work trying to do some of this stuff. When you go and look at doing your line of best fit, if I trace it with your fingers, you basically just try and say, look, where would those dots carry on if I carried on plotting them off the graph paper? They'd just carry on up here, wouldn't they? Okay? So when you do it, you need to make sure that fundamentally your ruler goes through roughly where you just trace with your finger, and you want to try and get the same amount of points above and below the line. So if I look at that like that looks roughly like that to me, maybe like that. Do it in pencil, so if it looks rubbish, you can just sort it out. It's no massive worry. Does it have to go through 0? One excellent question. It does not. That is a big common misconception. It does not need to be going anywhere near this point here. I'm glad you asked that. If it goes to that point, you're probably going to lose your mark because I don't think it should be.
Sir, if I was plotted on this graph, I'd be the tallest, heaviest person.
You would be.
Yeah, out of all the 10
The
people.
10-year-olds, that's why it says.
Where does it say 10-year-olds?
Sorry, just my little joke. It doesn't really say that.
I think he's jealous because he's on the graph as well.
Estimate the weight of a person of 165 centimetres. Come up here. Find 165. I've got 62. Now, you will find that we will all have different answers, even if you've messed up your mark. So far, I've got all of them.
So I got the same as you.
Even if you did not get that mark for your line of best fits, then you will still get that provided you've read it off properly and it is what you said it is looking at your line of... Whoa, that excited up. You will be fine as long as it reads off that. Okay? And for the final one, it says, is it possible to tell from the scatter graph which of the first 10 people was to be weighed and have their height measured? Give a reason for your answer. Any ideas? Go on, Cannon, say yours again.
I didn't know, so there's no room to give a reason.
Oh, there's no root. Oh, okay, I thought it was.
I was complaining. There's no way.
Why? Why is it no with cell?
Everyone's different height, everyone's different weight.
But how's it no with cell? Who's first? Isn't the person Josh?
Because it only shows the height and the weight of each person.
I think we can give you an even better answer. You're right. You're all right. There's no way you can tell who's first. But I think you need to give a bit of a better answer here. My one.
ask people randomly.
How do you know that?
They haven't, it doesn't say that they've gone in height order.
What do all the points look like? Does it say? Does it give like numbers next to the point? I just say all the points look the same, so we can't tell. Okay, they don't look unique.
No.
Okay, as all points look the same, we can't tell. Well, no. Again, the point if they're circles, they're little blobs. Fine. If you haven't numbered them, then how on earth can we tell? No, as all points look identical. Okay, well done. That's the first one done.